Hello. Thank you for subbing. Hello, Omni. Hello, Kenwolf. Thank you both for subbing. Oh, wait, that was yesterday. Hello. I'm sorry this is late. I had some stuff that I had to do before stream, one of which being my taxes. I had to pay my taxes today. It was terrible. I hated it. I don't know why anybody makes me pay taxes. Actually, no, I want to pay taxes, but I wish they didn't make me pay to pay my taxes. I really wish they didn't make me pay to pay my taxes. It sure would be nice. My nose is sniffy. Those incense. Huh? Huh?
I believe that is danger.
Hello, Spy. Thank you for subby. Hello, Slapster. Thank you for subby. How are you guys doing? I'm sorry, I'm really stuffed up. I have really bad allergies right now. Bureaucracy. Yes, it's true. It hurt. It hurt, guys. It really did. It hurt when I saw that bill. I cried a little bit. I didn't actually. Hello, Skull. You're talking some cookies. Yippee. Yeah, taxes do usually hurt. Huh. Huh. Particularly because I made more money last year than I'm making this year. So I was paying for last year's taxes. Who's that? Oh. Someone's playing a video game. Oh, nice. Allergies also do suck, yeah. Mine are really fucking bad right now. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a year where it was this bad. I think it's all the wind we're having. We're having a lot of wind and rain. And I think that's just really stirring up those grass. The grass and the weeds and all the stuff I'm allergic to. Which is a lot of stuff. I think. In this economy? Yeah. I sure hope I do. It'd be really confusing if I didn't. I sure hope it does. Where's Calliope? Where are they? Where are you, Calliope? There you are. Oh no! La, 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 la. I'm sniffy. Hello!
Gamer.
Hello, gamer. I became so much more sinus the second that I put my headset on my face.
No, I fucking hear it. It's weird. We were literally just talking like 3 minutes ago. What
I know.
happened?
And now I sound so much worse.
I cannot be of belief. I just can't believe it.
Mother.
No.
Oh my god.
I know,
Oh well,
man.
that helped. Oh my god.
Oh god. I didn't expect you to be right there.
It was horrifying. I'm so
And
glad
you're here.
I'm a virtual streamer. And no one can see my snot. That was bad. That was bad, y'all.
It's all good. You have vacated the sinuses.
For now. It's because I put the headset put pressure on my sinuses and was just like,
And now it's
hello.
like draining into your everything.
And now it's just like,
I don't know why, but I just saw the term vacating your orifices and just realized you can say that for every single thing you do.
Can you not say that?
in front of your mother?
In fact, could you never say that again?
I do want to know. I realized something. I don't think that she has particularly seen in Calliope in this type of clothing where it makes it very obvious how thin Calliope is. So that's a thing that you get to know. That I'm pointing out to you
Yeah,
because I know that it's dark and you'd probably notice it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure the most that they have ever seen of them lately was last time on the mission. They were like full attire.
Big
and
owl
it was,
bear, and then full sweater.
yeah.
And that doesn't make it clear that they're skinny. Skinny!
Yeah, it just means that it just means that they're comfy.
Yeah. He said I'm skinny!
You were slightly still on the floor.
Better?
Now you're good.
Okay,
I was
great.
going to say, it
All
was
right.
fine. Like, when you're, like, leaning down, it was fine. But, like, when you stood up fully, it was, like, toesies were in the floor.
My
I'm
toesies.
like, no.
This one is kind of deceptive, though. It's got a height map. It's deceptive. Anyways.
You know what, that's fair.
Oh, wait,
Okay,
how are we starting? We should be going
Well,
to the...
I'm gonna take you to the
The
tree.
circle... Okay.
Come to the tree right here.
If we're skipping
Wait.
all travel time, this is the tree.
I mean, we can have, like, the walk-up part, but, like,
Okay.
That's all we
How about this then?
no, like,
Phew. So,
a pre-scene at a completely different map.
as you can see on this right here,
Yes,
this
I
is a
remember
teleportation
this.
circle, and Calliope's hut is all the way over there. So, Sniffy knows. I can do one of two things. Either A, Calliope can be waiting at a less large distance all the way over there, or I can go invisible and show up at the hut in a minute as y'all are walking there and talking. Which gives I think that might be better because it gives them alone time, which is fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's good because they're like whatever warnings about it because contextually I know very little other than, God damn it, my husband, why'd you do this?
My husband, metal husband, three-eyed metal husband.
I miss my husband, Calliope. I miss him a lot.
I miss my husband very
back.
much.
I'll be back.
I miss my wife bend very much.
Okay.
Killed my wife.
My wife. I was gonna say something, I don't remember now. I'm sure it wasn't that important.
Yeah, I think
Sucker
pretty much.
theme.
I think like the only context aside from like like when it was like at the village was like, hey, they want to talk and like that stuff. Probably shouldn't do it here for obvious reasons, and then they went to go do some shroom circles, and now we're here.
Do some shroom circles.
You better believe
How do you
it.
do, fellow kids?
Honestly, she seems like someone who would have done some shrooms in the past.
Oh no, she definitely did. You know, for understanding if they were medicinally effective. That's totally
Yeah. No other reason at all.
For no other reason at all.
No other reason at all.
Well, I am ready. I will probably get into her voice after, like, the scene's over.
Do you need a minute to actually get back into the voice? Because I know you haven't done it in a while.
No, I more or less. It's just I need to actually start being a character. I can't do the thing where I'm like in the voice beforehand.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I just have to do it.
y'all free feel when you start. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say on the speech check.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I remembered a way to actually get there.
I do.
Last time I was here
I know.
as a
get
complete
there.
character. Okay, good. Good, because in character I actually shouldn't know, so I can actually blame my being lost in character, not out of character. Even though out of
Yeah.
character, I'm also
Oh,
lost.
just a small note, by the way.
Anyways. Yeah?
This is once again an unseelie area, and both of you are Seelie Fae, so that is something you would be aware of.
Seal these nuts. Anyways.
Seelie's nuts. Your mom.
I'm ready when you are. I am,
I'm ready.
yes.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Here we are. I was told not to go that way. We have to go here.
I will keep that in mind. This is certainly a very different environment from where you all grew up.
Yes.
Is this what they find comfortable these days? Or is it just a matter of circumstances?
They happen to be around people that they care about here, so it helps when you are not alone.
I'm glad that they have people to look after them out here. I assume more than just yourself.
More than just me. You gotta see their house when we go across the bend over there. As for the environment, I'm...
Can't wait to tell my
I'm kinda
mom
used
about
to
my
it,
other
and
mom
I do
who's an
actually find it
archfey.
rather pretty. Different, but pretty.
Ooh.
I will admit it has its charms. It would take some getting used to for myself if I were to be around here longer term, but sadly that's well out of the cards for me.
Thankfully, Callie's presence kind of wards predators away. So,
I see.
Once they get to the bend, that's probably where I'm gonna
Would that
disconnect.
it be I would try to visit it if I knew now that I knew the means to do so, but with how things currently are, if I were to be gone without explaining where I was going for very long, it would not look good in the eyes of the others. Especially not
yes.
after yet another departure.
Have they, what have they talked about for father?
They have become aware of his unexplained absence. Surprisingly, they have taken it more along the lines of, well, seeing it as just a sign of, in their words, how truly cursed the family might be. They speak about it mostly out of pity and the
Of course they do.
obvious losses of being separated from one's partner. But they have...
Now I gotta pull away because I gotta set up myself. Because I am unfortunately not that much faster than them. Oh, wait! Never mind! I can be! I can be faster! Whoa! I can be way faster than them. If I want to be. Oh shit, fuck, where do I want to be? The nest, the nest, the nest, the nest! It's the perfect place. Give. Come here. Come here.
Considering how long I've been here, yes. And from multiple sources, including stuff in the material plane.
I'm glad this time it is under better circumstances. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too.
You have no idea how hard it was to keep my distance before that point, and have you been taking care of yourself?
I'm trying.
The difference between the appetite for the change makes it difficult for them.
That's not really it. I mean that actually has helped with the trying to gain weight. But that's a
I see.
separate issue.
More importantly, I'm just glad to see that you are on your feet. Given the last time that I saw you was in a completely different situation. He did not explain that plan to me at all. If I had known, I would have tried to talk them out of it. I'm truly sorry that that happened.
That was gonna be a question.
I was as much in the dark as you were. And had they stayed behind, there would have been words, many of which would not have been very kind. But alas, I have not had the chance to have that either. As now they have departed as well. I assume you are more aware of where their current whereabouts are than anyone else.
I have means of contact.
All I know is that they're not at our agency anymore. That they're probably somewhere back in the Feywild. Well, here. I don't know
Well, I
where.
can assure you they have not returned home. And that fact has gone noticed.
It would.
Fortunately, though, they do not seem to have any idea as to why they have disappeared, let alone was it at all traced back to the visit from you or your friends from before. As far as they're concerned, they simply believe it to just be is as insensitive as it is for them to word it this way, just a further sign of the curse the family has. But that is not your fault. It would never be your fault so long as I have a say in it.
I agree.
Thank you.
do want to make a small note. I do have a point of contact for Father. I have a sending stone that he has.
I see.
If you want, I can contact him for you.
I would at least like to know their current condition. I doubt they would inform me where they are presently located, but the least they could do is at least assuage my worries that the last that I saw them would in fact be the last I saw them, period.
Okay, I can do that. If you want, I can purchase another sending stone. Give him one and you one, so you can talk to each other.
Only if I am able to keep that concealed. If it were learned that I had such a thing in my possession and that it was connected to them, it would only draw suspicion upon the reason for their absence.
That is fair. But there are several avenues I can think of helping with that. But that's for a later point.
We can discuss that later. For now, are you truly okay? You do not need to say that you are only for my sake if you are not. The look upon your face is plain as day, to be honest.
I'm not great at hiding that. The feathers don't help.
I would imagine not. Do you want to talk about it?
There's a lot I want to talk to you about.
Presently, out of everything in the Feywilds and beyond, my attention is solely devoted to you right now. Whatever you wish to talk about, I will hear you. May not necessarily understand it the same way you do, but I want to try.
Do you want to sit down?
Yes, you can sit over there and I can make some snacks. Okay. I'll be right back.
I know this is a long way for you.
If it were on foot, perhaps, but fortunately, there were means to make it quicker to get here. And I would travel any distance if it meant getting to see you without having to keep my distance for your own safety.
Thankfully, that's not in question for now.
That's good to hear.
I'm sorry, it's a mess. Feathers are hard to clean up.
You do not need to apologize for your circumstances. I am happy seeing you in any way. Of course, I most adore seeing you happy. But for now, I just want to be here for you. So do not feel like that the way things are presented to me is diminishing that in any way, for that would be an inaccurate statement.
Okay.
I have a fruit platter.
So you said this is the home of a friend of yours, correct?
No, the home is across the way, right over there. Just down the road to the left. This is theirs.
Ah, I see.
Uh, she let me live close to her. I think she grew to like that a lot more over time.
That is good to hear.
She's part of what I want to talk to you about, but I figure, everything
At
with
your
us
own
is a
pace,
little
dear.
more important. In this case.
Whatever you are most comfortable with, or what you feel you need to say most.
Have you been doing okay?
To say that it has been days passing by as normal would be an inaccurate saying. It was difficult enough when Cassius decided to set out on their own. But to be alone there, unable to speak on what has happened, has been difficult. But it is a burden I am willing to bear in order to keep all of you safe. Lest they look into matters themselves. But it is admittedly quite lonely.
I'm sorry you have to go through it.
It is not by any decisions of yours that these things happened. Being separated from us, Cassius left on their own accord to look for you. And your father's choices were not at all a reflection on you either. Do not take ownership of things that you have no control over. You will drive yourself mad.
I don't
That's what I've been saying.
think I blame myself for that anymore. Mostly.
I'm glad.
I just know how it feels to be alone. And I feel bad that you have to feel that way.
Were it under normal circumstances, it would not be as difficult, but it is more that I am being wary of what feelings I express and what things I say to avoid rousing suspicion about the
Celeste.
things that have happened as of late. There has not been any question about the group from the ones you work with passing through. That is fortunately passed over without so much as a consideration. And it took a while for them to become aware that he did not return for many days after. However, in the limited wisdom that they had in this whole affair, it seems that the way that they departed gave at least some excuse for where they were heading, although not for the length of time they have been gone. To their belief, something happened en route to where they went off to.
That makes sense.
But for now, they are leaving it at that. However, I fear if I were to have any length of absence without explanation, they would no longer be able to ignore it.
Probably.
And likely it would be that there would be an effort to find out what was happening. And I do not want that to make its way back to you.
I doubt that they could do much to me right now. There's a lot that I don't know if it has reached you yet in the Winter Court. Mostly good things.
A very limited amount. The most important one being that it was more or less clearly determined that there was no risk of contacting you physically. Although I had my belief in my heart, after all, I did lay my hands directly upon you to heal you last we saw, although I imagine it is not something that was remembered. I believe you were unconscious at the time.
I didn't know.
But I was glad to hear that it was proven in a way that perhaps even he could not deny. They were always more driven by results than feelings. To a fault, I might say, but that is not to say that they are a bad person. I would never say that about them.
That's why they did ask. To prove it.
I see. The most I knew is that he had left with the rest of you. I dare hope that he deigned to explain himself to you after the fact.
He did. Not efficiently, but
I had a feeling it would not be, if that were the case. Out of everyone in the family, they were the one who has always had the most difficulty being honest with themselves and what they are feeling.
I tried talking to them. I don't really think it went that well, but I did try.
The most that you owe yourself is that you did try. If it is not met in good faith, or with the same level of effort, that is not your own fault. That lies with the ones who do not wish to come equidistant and meet all the way. As long as you did what you needed to for your own sake and your own feelings, as you, out of anyone involved, were the most hurt by it. The weight of what needed to happen afterwards should not have been placed entirely on your shoulders to get closure for it. So whatever you did do, that is all that really could be asked of you.
I can't. I can't see out of my eye.
Even more reason why I wish they had talked to me about this. I understand wanting to be able to prove things, but there are other ways to be able to find those answers. It doesn't need to be a secretive matter from one's own child. You do not help by inflicting pain upon them, no matter what intent, good or bad. That is just a line you do not cross. And I still do not understand why they thought that was the only way.
I don't know. I'm not upset with either of
I
you
feared I would
for what happened to me.
I feared I would lose two people that I loved that day. I thought he was going to get himself killed in this reckless quest to do things their way, or that they were going to go too far, given I know what that weapon of theirs is capable of. One mistake and it would have gone so much worse. I apologize. I did not mean to inflame those feelings further. This is the first I have really been able to talk about it since it happened. As I could not in any way talk about it with, well, anyone else from the village, for obvious reason.
You're not the only one. I'm actually seeing a lot more similarities in the people I choose to be around.
They do say those with similar experiences tend to find themselves drawn to one another, whether consciously or not. That ability to be heard and seen and understood is a medicine more powerful than any magic could ever heal. Just having someone around who doesn't need to be guided in how to understand one's pain.
I guess it's probably important to get it out of the way. I'm not mad at either of you. Or what happened.
I am happy to hear that.
I know.
I would not have blamed you if you were. But nonetheless, it doesn't make me any less happy to hear that you are not harboring pain over that to that extent.
I know the risk that you took in not killing me. Having me killed. I don't want you to
Looking
think.
upon you that day, any parent looking upon their child in that position and not feeling a sense of guilt for what they would be doing that they could never take back. I cannot fathom how any of them could do that and not consider themselves unjust for doing so.
I don't know either.
I understand that they fear what they do not understand. But that blood will never be clean from the hands of the village's history. Even if they were to stop, that wouldn't right the wrongs of everyone else that had been lost needlessly. Which is why I want to know from him if he got what he was
I don't think any of them are
looking
going to
for.
brutalize each other.
that something can come out of this otherwise senseless act of violence within our family that we did not need.
Upon everyone's families. I want to find a way to convince them to stop.
As do I.
And I
But in
I-
my
I
current
might-
position, I am powerless to act.
I might be able to. I am maybe in a position that I could. And I might be even more so. But
Out of anyone that they should listen to, it would be you. Regardless of their beliefs, you are living proof of the contradictions to what has been taught as truth for so long. Through your experiences, is there anything that I am able to do to help you with that? The last thing I want to see is to see you stumble over something that means so much to you.
I just want to be able to have you with me. I don't want anything anything I do or say or am involved in to cause us to not be a family anymore. I lost you once.
Regardless of what anyone could do, there is no way that I would ever allow that to let anyone call us anything less than family. That will never change, no matter what happens. You are one of the brightest stars in the sky in my life. I would never want to see that light dimmed over something as something like this, nor anything else.
I know You technically do, but you don't know how long I've waited for this.
I may not truly know, but I could hazard a guess. It was likely the same length of time that I felt the same.
Every day
To be able to
I
look
was
upon
alone,
you.
I thought of you, and all of you. And I wasn't mad. I just miss you. And I never thought I would actually
I believe that is
be
danger.
here. I didn't think
And I don't.
that
I never want that distance to come back. I don't want you to feel like that you have lost us again. Nor do I want to lose you again. Either of you. In truth, it did not matter where Cassius said that we needed to go in order to see you. Where I would be able to actually sit with you. Give you the comfort that I've wanted to give you for so many years. I would have made that travel without a single complaint. There were steps that I've wanted to take for a long time. And would that it be that I were able to just hold you in my arms and be able to bring you home and say everything was okay. I would do it in a heartbeat. I want that more than anything else. For you to be able to be welcome in your own, with your own people.
Thank you, Mr. Mind. Oh, thank you, thank you, Bio, for getting Mr. Mind. I, I, I wish that too, but I know we can't. But that doesn't mean that you can't.
Does not stop the wish. At the end of the day, I simply just miss you. Knowing that you have been around all this time. Those feelings that had been put away as ones that would never be able to be acted upon came rushing back. And it is taking every bit of willpower I have to not just leave the same way and be a family together again without all of this distance. I know our role in the village. I know it would be looked upon with disdain or even worse, but I care not what they think. I care about what you feel. I don't wish for you to have to keep distance for no other reason than the fact that they will not understand.
Maybe eventually I won't have to. Um,
This idea of yours, how close do you feel to being able to act upon it?
very. I've met. I've helped a lot of people, and some of them can help us. I the person who lives over there. Her name is BB.
Hmm.
I met her at Aegis, the place I work. Um, Eventually, her and myself and others, but um, we were asked to help with an issue with the Fae, and I can't go into full details, but she is an archfey now. And I have a favor with Oberon.
How did that happen?
A lot of things. that I put my life on the line
To
for.
think the number of things that I have missed in your life. I would not have imagined that it would have taken you to such lengths.
I'm a knight of Titania now.
Really?
And
Are there any other titles of great import that I need to be aware of? That I need to be proud of you for?
and maybe, eventually, along with Phoebe, and Scaris and all of them, that there's someone else I'd like you to meet. I didn't think her being here would be a great idea today, but I've been taking care of a young Strix. We found her when I started helping Oberon. We think she was... Someone was trying to smuggle her, but something caused them to leave, and I found her in a barrel. I've tried to find her parents, but I can't, and she's like family. I think even if I did,
Your heart always was the most powerful part of you. Hearing you speak of these people that are dear to you makes me happy that you found people that see you for yourself. And recognize you for your own merits. That's all I ever wanted for you. After all. Although to the extent of becoming close to Archfey, let alone Oberon, or becoming a knight, I admit that was not exactly something I ever imagined I would hear. And yet it is entirely possible to believe.
I've tried to use this verse for good, and I guess I have.
Yes.
You'd probably yell at me if I said I hadn't.
You're learning.
From seeing how many people were just from that last meeting were willing to jump to your aid, even against a promise they did not realize they had made. Shows how easily and how deeply you've touched their hearts. That is what defines you, more than anything else. It is not the circumstances of your birth. What other abilities lie within you? It is simply the mark that you leave on other people. How they feel when you walk away. Have their lives become better for having met you? And in many cases, you are showing me that is true.
I missed you.
As have I, my dear. And I will never lose sight of you again. That I will make sure of.
That's what I'd like. And I guess what he's known all along. Except you still always sit on my bad side.
This time it wasn't intentional, I'm sorry.
I know. He always does. He sits where I can't see him.
Who else is going to watch the blind spot?
He's thinking of me
Simply unbelievable.
without thinking of me.
As long as they are not doing it in an effort to tease. You wouldn't do that to them, would you? I know you have many other ways of which you could do so, but not for this.
Father has taught me, if I cannot lie, don't say anything.
This is what I put up with. I You were so
I hope I
small
did
and
not-
not nice. No, you were more tricksy than actually.
I hope I did not have to come all this way just to discipline one of you for mistreating the other.
I never take it too far.
I
Plus,
know you don't.
sometimes it's good to not take things so seriously.
And if you ground him, then I'm gonna have a lot more trouble with Moonbeam.
This is true, I do babysit a lot. Districts.
Ah, that's their name.
Sorry.
I see. It's quite alright.
She likes him.
Besides, it's not like I'd be able to enforce it unless I stayed to make sure that they followed through, and at that point, I imagine I would feel strongly inclined to help out.
There.
I know what you meant, but I was just thinking of you helping out with the teasing.
I'm wounded, Cassius. Simply wounded. You know I reserve all of that energy for you, Med.
I'm aware. I remember his grumbles, his stern glances, his off-to-the-side looks, his brooding under a tree.
And you best believe that I have been saving it up for when I next get an opportunity to speak with them. Once the more serious aspect of that discussion passes. They will have to get caught up on everything that they've missed. Whether they like it or not.
I want to track them down soon. I
can help with that.
know.
If anything, I'm very proficient in tracking Astra family members.
You're practiced, all right.
Yes.
Hopefully you don't have to go to another plane this time.
I wouldn't mind. It's interesting.
I would be
Move
more
perfectly with metal.
surprised than anything if that was where they decided to go to, was another plane that was neither the material or the Feywild.
I would be surprised too, considering their feelings on the material plane and the Feywild.
I wouldn't put it past them if they were truly being stubborn about this matter, but it would still surprise me. Speaking of, how did they react to actually leaving the Feywild for a change? I can only imagine it was no small source of grumbling about how they do it wrong.
Yes, let me tilt head up. Why they use so much metal here? Why does it smell so awful, these people?
Sounds just like him. Need to adjust
I
myself.
was hiding.
That position, my leg was falling asleep a bit. Should probably allow some circulation.
I'm sorry, I don't have more chairs. I
It's quite
got
alright.
used to living a little outdoorsy.
Yes, quite.
I break furniture.
I still complain about you walking.
Well, right now
Walking
it looks
barefoot.
like you are more than completely comfortable.
That I can't wear shoes. That they'll break. They're hard to get off.
It's all. Just wear slippers. They slip off. That's kind of where the name comes from.
Cassius, you can imagine that in the moment, seeing as they would already be in a stressful situation, one doesn't usually think that they need to kick off their shoes.
I
You
already
would
have.
think, but
hard
also
on them.
one wouldn't need to think that they want to step on a spike of metal, considering how much they are in the material plane.
I feel this is a debate that neither of us will win.
This is a debate that I have been having with them for months. And they
Well,
refuse
when
to
you
just
have-
say, I find it more comfortable.
Well, when you find yourself in a position where you'd be at risk of destroying your shoes, maybe you can have a more direct opinion on the efficacy of walking around barefoot.
I'd like to point out that I went to a city with them. We walk over a metal grate. I'm wearing sandals, and they make a comment on the fact that I did that. So I consider this fair game.
If I hide, he can't see me. If I hide, he can't see me.
You are their brother in every sense of the term.
Okay, I'll stop now. You don't need to cover your face.
I'm trying to stay calm, so I don't turn into a bear.
But I have a feeling that's not 100% the truth. But very well.
Be honest, it just looks incredibly comfortable to sink into that amount of pillows.
True.
It's harder to break pillows.
Also true.
It's perfectly fine to simply say they're comfortable instead of emphasizing the utilitarian side of it. I understand.
It can be both. What's mostly for comfort is the nest, which is probably a little more odd than the pillows.
Odd? I would not say. Different, yes. However, there are many ways of which people have found unique ways to give themselves comfort in the way that suits them best. Why would I judge you for finding comfort in that if it's what you enjoy? I would only judge you if it was made out of something that looks like it was impaling you by laying down upon it.
No.
And I would
I
insist
took
that
all
you
of
went
those
and
things out.
remade it to a better standard.
I took all of those ones out.
Good.
They
If you're
wouldn't
going
be
to make a
safe
nest, you
for
might as well-
Moonbeam if I had pointing things in it. Well,
Because if you are going to make a nest, you might as well make it right.
Also, to be fair, it is actually comfortable. I've actually been in there before. So,
I would certainly hope so for so many different things in this world to insist on making nests. They clearly had to have some idea of it being comfortable. Unless they were all
also,
convincing themselves of it being a perfectly comfortable thing to do. Like those who insist that wearing heels does not hurt.
true.
I
But
don't
also,
know.
also, if I'm given the opportunity to sleep in a giant nest, which is not something you get the opportunity of, barring you being a bird of some kind, I'm going to do that.
I wasn't questioning your reasons for wanting to experience it.
Very well.
Lest you forget that I am certain that everybody in this family, yourself included, have often tried things just because they were curious what it was like at least once, that others would raise an eyebrow at.
I've done that more than others, but yes.
Is there anything that I need to know about that you haven't told me?
No, nothing you need to know about.
Good. So long as
You
you are
good?
not hurting yourself in any way. And ultimately, I just care that you are finding ways to pursue happiness in whatever form that takes.
I didn't say anything. Don't look at me like that.
Now you've done it. They fully encase themselves in the pillows.
I'm gonna go get the plate of fruits. They're gonna be right over there. So I'm walking 30 steps. No, 10 steps.
That's a lot. I was going to say that's a lot less than 30. I don't think there's. You'd have to pace a lot
If you
for it to be
take-
30 steps in here.
Yes.
You would have to take like you would have to shuffle your feet in order for it to be 30 steps.
I don't even fit in here when I change. Well, I do, but it's really hard. I hit stuff a lot. Um, on a lighter note, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, that is
Go on.
important to the whole plot of this. Phoebe is very important to me. She's like family. In a lot of ways, she is. And one, I want you to get a chance to meet her and Scaris, which might be difficult in some ways because um, she feels about me a lot of the ways that you feel about me. So
Well, to me, that just means that they are someone that I can trust, that they are feeling in a way that I would be comfortable for somebody that close to you, if they feel the same way that I do about you. After all, from the way that it looks, they were the one that stepped up when I could not. So if anything, I feel as though I have a lot to thank them for.
she wants to officially bring me into her family as well. And I didn't want to accept without talking to you. Because I don't want you to think that I'm rejecting you.
Dear, aside from you telling me that you hated me and never wanted to see me again, I would never believe that you were rejecting me or didn't want anything to do with me. What I want to just know is, regardless of what they want, is that something that you want? Then how could I, in any fairness, say that it is bad to feel that way? It does not make you any less my child. It does not mean that you are no longer family to me if you have found family in another.
I just
Family is more than just blood.
I wouldn't want you to feel like you were replaced.
I will admit,
Because
if I had found out about it after the fact, there might have been a intrusive thought here or there. But it would not make me think less of you. But that you care enough and deeply enough to tell me about it. I just feel happy that you still wish me to be a part of your life.
that's what I want more than anything.
Of course, now that I know, I definitely do need to meet them now. Because, after all, it is a mother's duty to ensure that the people that are part of the family in one way or another are suitable people to be entrusting the care of one so dear to me.
I'd like that. But I should warn I know she has thoughts about both you and uh, Papa.
They are free to express whatever they feel. It will likely be nowhere near as hurtful as the things I have said to myself over the matter.
Still, I don't want it to go without you expecting it.
I would be more surprised if it did not, to be truthful. Regardless of my own feelings on the matter, I still allowed it to happen. People are free to feel however they wish about that. How I feel about their feelings does not make their feelings any less or more valid. And part of being able to have you back in my life is being willing to accept facing those expressions of those feelings. I'm not going to defend what happened as being necessary or being the only way that things could have gone. But I will own up to them being the way that they did go. And if it allows them to have their peace over the matter, then they will have it. So long as it is aimed at me and not you. Their feelings should not reflect how they feel about you in regards to this.
No. I told her I was going to ask you, and she didn't put up any resistance. She thought it was a good idea. She even invited that I speak to Papa, but much to her begrudgment, and I'd like to. I don't know how they'll feel about it. But I know
Depending
that
on his own self-reflection after all of this. My only fear is that they would think that it was because of what happened. But that is if you did not speak to them about it. If you are able to. However, I know he is no fool. That he would have done this in the first place if they had not expected that there would be a strong likelihood of such things being a potential reaction. They more than likely accepted that as an outcome. But it does not mean that it is the outcome. I know you still care for them.
I'm upset with him. I think I'm even angry.
You
But
can care
I
for
still-
someone and you can be angry at someone, but you can also still care for them all the same. They are not mutually exclusive feelings. In many cases, one leads to the other. One is angry or one is upset because they care.
I still love all of you. And I don't think that's ever going to go away.
Nor would it from me.
I'm I want him to know what that did to me. I know you can see it.
I can. And I have many feelings about that. But they are not feelings that should be yours to carry. So I will express them to the one who needs to hear them when I see them next. As that is part of the cost of the actions that they have decided to take. And I know they have already accepted that they will need to be ready and willing to face that if they are to ever be forgiven for doing it.
You could come with us.
That would be my preference. As it has been even longer yet since our family has been all together in the same room. The three of us are here, but it is not complete until we have them present as well. That is a worry for another day. For the time being, we are able to enjoy each other's company. And that's all that we need to do in this moment.
I love you.
I love you too, Calliope. Always have, always will. But oh, does my heart soar being able to hear it.
I know I said it before. I just. I really never thought I would get this again. And I guess that's.
I don't need to repeat myself to you, and that feeling is mutual. It's no amount of words that I can express how relieved and happy I am
Hello, thank you for
that I'm
raid.
able to hold you like this again. Nor will it be the last.
You should never have to worry about losing me again. Unless it's just the general kind of lost. I,
If that were the case, I would. There would not be a feeling of not being able to go looking. I would be out the door immediately upon finding out.
I really can never thank you enough for doing all of this.
You never have to.
I know I don't.
Hmm. I know.
I just. This is the closest we've been to having all of us together, and most of that is because of you.
You've been quite busy in that regard, haven't you?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was almost the entire Feywild and an entire other plane.
I would hope at the end of it you would be more than willing to say it was worth it, though.
Of course. I'll do it again.
Good.
Well, hopefully you would never, ever have to. Or at least you won't have to do it alone.
True.
But by technical standards, you might have an entire court helping you find me next time. Maybe more than one.
Oh, God. That'd be so noisy.
Very.
Well, hopefully that is a bridge that never needs to be crossed. That said, before I do inevitably go, I will have to make sure to make you a proper meal, as I'm sure that you are doing much to take care of yourself, but it would still be nice to be able to dote on you in that way. At least once before I have to go back to the village.
It would be nice. I have been trying to put on weight, though. It's just hard.
I
I
believe
think
that is danger.
my body got used to not having to eat very much.
It's something that takes time. That's all there is to it.
I think that's why I'm so
That's not a Nevertheless, it is still something that I've wanted to for a while. I still remember your favorite, after all. And I'm sure you probably have the means to make it here.
We do. I brought the proper vegetables and everything.
It always tastes better when someone else makes it.
I also don't really have your recipe for it.
Hmm.
I've tried to copy it.
I try to copy it. Doesn't seem quite right.
I suppose you're just missing a mother's touch. And probably a few things that weren't written down properly, so if you were copying the written form, that would likely be why.
I don't have a
That's still
written form.
frustrating.
He
I have the
he
written
does.
form.
I don't.
I had to yell at that proper note taking.
Well, if it was exactly written down, then someone might steal my greatest secrets. I have to have something that I have to be better at than everyone else.
That's true. That is fair. Frustrating, but fair. Oh. I can show you where the food is, so you can start. And there's a... I can start the campfire outside so you can cook with the pot.
Very well.
I should really ask Phoebe for a stove at some point.
That would be nice.
It would certainly help you in being able to prepare yourself meals if you are indeed trying to put on
Well,
more weight.
usually, if I'm making them, I just go there. It's not very far. But
It's like a
Um,
3-minute walk. So that way.
also,
But that's so far.
a lot of the time she...
3 whole minutes.
Do you want to eat before or after you get moving?
She's with them, so she'll be fine.
Okay. Thought you would want to. But yeah, understandable.
I mean, we can cook everything and then I can go get her. If you want to meet her.
Whether I meet them today or never, it's not like this is the last time I will ever be visiting. Especially now that I know the route to get here, thanks to a certain somebody in the room.
Just be careful. Specifically near the cave.
I was
let them know.
Me and...
Besides, I can... Just being here, I got a feeling.
Me and Baby do a lot to make sure that those things don't happen, but Unseelie Fae are always going to, well, be unseelie.
It is in their nature. That is all there really is to it. Does not mean that I would not traverse this area if it meant being able to spend more time with you.
Okay.
You could have covered the entire ground outside with iron and said that I had to take off my shoes and walk across it to get there, and I would still do it in a heartbeat.
That would
I would be confused.
That would be very uncomfortable
but
for me.
Hence why I would be confused.
Because of the lack
but
of shoes. It goes full circle.
Clearly they're just trying to expose themselves to minimal amounts so that they grow an immunity by stepping on it.
It's not how that works.
No? But I hear so many cases from people that call for medical treatment that they were trying to make themselves immune by gradually exposing themselves to all sorts of things and then getting surprised when it goes wrong for them. You hear a lot of things when people call you to, well, fix their mistakes, for lack of a better word.
Trust me, I'm well aware. But there are some things that the Aegis agents have done that have been very surprising.
I am torn between my curiosity of asking and perhaps alleviating myself the mental strain of finding out just how strange some of these people are.
About as much as me. Or more.
Oh dear.
And I turned into an owlbear. So, that should tell you enough.
With how much variety exists in the material plane, that actually doesn't narrow it down quite a lot. I may not visit there, but stories do make their way into the Feywild from time to time.
They're quite a variety, and very surprising in form and substance.
Thank you for this episode.
Regardless. Campfire. Food.
Yes. That is.
I guess. Then, while you start cooking, I'll go get Moonbeam.
I'd be more than happy to meet them.
She's kind of rambunctious.
Spirited.
I'm sure no less than you were when you were little.
Well, more than I was, but not much more than him. Not much.
I'll be the judge of that.
I'll quote Mother, I'm wounded.
I don't know how you could be.
Why, Cassius, I'm only stating the truth.
The
Can you not face it?
bread. The bread.
Again with the bakery, they forgave me. I worked there.
That doesn't change the fact that it happened. It happened.
The bread?
Noisy sniffy.
So I decided to get back at them. So vegetables are over here, and the fruits over there. And there are some nuts in there. The pot
Very good.
is outside. The pots are outside, and I can get the fire going.
Now, out of curiosity, where were you finding the shortcomings in your attempts to make it? I need to see if my...
I don't know.
I need to see when
I put it together, and it tasted off.
Writing it down.
I prepared it just as the printing described, but then it would just not taste right. I tried changing the ratios, but then it would go even further off.
It was likely in the preparation stage.
Probably.
And
Also,
also
to be fair,
exactly which things were cooked with what. They impart their flavors onto each other.
that is not on the list. That is poor note-taking. It should be an order of things.
Well, I'm sorry. I was writing it for myself, and muscle memory does the rest.
Oh dear. I think the wood is over here. Yes.
Quite easily, in fact. I did it already.
Emily.
Just like rub it in.
Well, I have to... It is my obligation as your mother to tease you at least a little bit. I'm pretty sure I read
I
that
think
somewhere.
your definition of little and my definition of little are different.
Well, that sounds like a thing that we'll have to agree to disagree on. Because it's not changing anytime soon.
I didn't say you needed to change. I'm just pointing out facts. Okay. I can get the fire going. Let me get the pot over here. Okay.
Yes, please. Keep those together. Make sure to save the juice. That. Wrap these together. How long has it been since I made this?
There you go. I should get going soon.
We'll take this
I
bundle
should
and
be
put
going.
it in before it starts boiling. That way
Okay.
it comes to temperature more slowly.
Sniffy nose.
Okay.
We'll add the rest of it shortly afterwards, once it's reached a
would like to
proper
point
boil
out-
and it can go down to a simmer.
When making
Yes.
something in a pot, it makes complete sense to add the ingredients as the thing is boiling. I'm just saying.
What do you want me to say? I'm sorry? If you were trying to
That would be
recreate it,
nice.
you could have just asked.
I didn't. Do you walk all the way to Winter to ask, hey, did I make this right?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be unwelcome to such a visit.
I would plan that around other things, so I would go visit there. Regardless, it is fine. I know it now. It can get it done. It's going to be going in the pot. Okay, there you go. Now we just need to wait
Okay.
for Callie.
Yes. It shouldn't take long to have everything ready. I'll make a bit extra for this for Moonbeam. Assuming that they like the same things. I don't know if they have a specific diet or not.
They like food, so yes.
Well, good. I made sure to prepare enough so that there would be more.
Ah.
Ice cream. Wolf is very good at
That.
So is Ari.
We have the rest.
They're such good at roleplay.
And one of the other things, I guess, was not as intuitive. Since it's in a bit of a bundle,
I have hands. I can't
This-
fix this.
these ingredients drape over the top and help weigh it down once it's come to a boil so that stays beneath the surface.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna go over here now. This is a
Oh,
lovely tree.
come on. You're hiding your efforts to be mad at me very poorly. Or rather, not mad.
I am not hiding anything. I am just enjoying this lovely tree. This is a lovely tree.
Right. It is a lovely tree.
Yes.
Your tone betrays something else.
I am not trying to hide anything. I am just walking around. Not knowing where to go now because there's not any places to be.
You could be in the tree, you could be outside the tree, you could be over by that mushroom. There are many places you could be. You could be right here and watching what I'm doing so that you might be able to find the things that you were missing. Unless you'd like to
Sort of-
maintain the mystery. And I could
Starting to
leave the-
realize why.
Hmm?
Starting to realize why Papa grumbles a lot.
Oh, come now. He grumbles a lot because he doesn't know how to have fun sometimes. You do.
No, this avatar has no armor.
Both can be mutually exclusive.
It has
That's
nothing.
why I have to.
It's why I use
swear
it for
almost like
hiding
a-
because it's
should be
it
a
has
special
nothing.
holiday when they
It has
crack a
0
smile for once.
megabytes. It has
I actually saw one.
nothing.
It says a lot that they're core memories when I do see them.
Exactly my point. Right. Can set this inside to cool down, so that when they come back, they don't burn themselves on it.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, see, I didn't want to come all this way, prepare their favorite, and then immediately hurt them with it. That would be the
That's
exact
fair.
opposite of my goals.
Fair is fair.
That's it. Thank you for help making this happen.
I love my family, even though I sometimes want to throttle it.
Just a sign that you care. But for you, I don't think I would have
Thank you
been
for
able
coming.
to. You know I could not turn you down, let alone them.
It is always nice to be recognized, the effort. And it is an effort.
Hopefully
So
one
thank
that
you.
will not need to last much longer.
Hopefully. Now we just need to track the grumbly one.
Yes.
The one who broods in the trees.
But you did
The
say
last
that
days.
they have a sending stone on them.
Yes, I can contact them. I can get them
So
to come.
as
Soulless. Huh?
so long as
Oh.
they answer.
Talking about the Avatar, I was like, what?
That is a
I
different
hope they
question.
will.
They should. The only thing that I'm particularly worried about is that they usually have notions in their mind of the way things should be done. So if I say, hey, I want us to meet, and it includes you, they're probably going to get very antsy about it and want it to be done in a very specific way, like near winter or something in this particular place.
I am more than familiar with his mannerisms when it comes to these things.
I'm aware, I'm just externalizing. It helps.
If it helps them to be more comfortable in the situation, so be it. But it is
I know,
long
it's not much
overdue
more
that
effort.
we have a proper family reunion. No needing to hide from each other. No keeping secrets from one another about our intentions. Just us being together and figuring out how we can make it so that isn't the new norm.
Yes. Hopefully we can figure this all out. I am glad that at least Callie seems to be taking the initiative. It wasn't like that in the beginning. It was a lot of having to
Resignation.
help. Yes.
Seeing the way that they speak about how they feel about everything now, I have full faith that they will be able to get to the answer that they wish to find. And I will
Me
be
too.
there for them every step of the way, should they ask that of me. And even if they should not, I will still do it solely because I care. There need not be any other reason.
Yes. I'll give my all, and then some. Hmm.
I think that's a good point to call scene.
Oh, got my hip.
Oh, whoa! I didn't know you felt that way about us.
What's
Callie,
happening? There you go.
Throwing it back.
the time and the material plane, it has changed me.
It's
I've learned
changed
how to throw it back. I've
I've
learned how to throw
learned
it
how
forward,
to
mother.
gritty, mother.
I do
Have
whip
you
and
heard of-
nay.
Have you heard about this game named Fortnite? I get so tilted at the towers.
Also, Rimbo, the silent exchange of Will being like, I hope you're not doing anything to hurt yourself. It's just the turn.
Sometimes, you know, that wasn't on purpose, but sometimes I just say things that are perfect because I'm like, yes, I know a lot of things that I don't know.
It's Calliope just like.
And sometimes I say it on purpose because it's funny. Haha, funny.
I had to be very specific in my wording so I wasn't lying. Nothing you need to know.
Nothing you need to know.
Yeah. Good shit. Yeah.
Also, I like these two dynamic when Callie left.
The second that Callie goes away, they're just like ripping on each other. That fully comes from the fact that they've been around each other a lot longer than she has been
100%.
around them. So that's entirely why it happens. It's just more natural.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's more like, I don't want to do that because I have limited time with them as it is, and I want them to be fond memories, not.
I'm not ready to pick on them yet.
We haven't gotten to the point where I make them question their life choices.
Yeah.
I mean, they were still like internally stun locked by the whole like, yeah, I'm just like casually friends with the King of the Fae.
Also, Knight of Titania.
I
My
was
adopted
waiting
person is
I was
Fae
waiting for it was like, do you have any other titles I should be aware of? I was really hoping you would bring up Prettiest Boy of Ages.
I thought of it.
They don't know that
wanted
they're
to.
Prettiest Boy of Ages yet. They don't know that.
Wait,
Cassius
they don't.
knows.
Wait,
No, they don't know that they're
oh
Prettiest Boy of Ages.
Oh my god.
They are
I
the Prettiest Boy of
thought
Ages.
about it. I'm like, you know what? This is a serious moment. I don't want to ruin it.
They are Prettiest Boy of Ages. So says Oberon. Yeah, they were asleep.
I mean,
They were
I mean,
asleep.
as
They
a-
were
as a
they were
prin-
they were Prettiest Boy of Ages right then. They were being cute.
As a pretty boy himself, I think he is qualified to determine who is prettiest boy.
Yes. I still need to fix
What I
the
find
eye
interesting,
texture on
though,
this one 'cause it's
is
still
that-
all irritated when I change.
Yes.
That you just need some eye drops.
It's still eye drops. No, you know what it needs?
I do find it amusing that when Oberon was doing that bit, the people in contentious Cassius was in there, even though Cassius just barely was a ninjas at all.
Is the prettiest boy. of Ages.
Cat. Wait, if I'm doing pretty boys.
Pretty boy.
Cat time. Oh my god. Pretty boy.
Pretty boy.
Pretty boy.
Buns.
Oh, you want to see his real smile? His
Yeah.
genuine smile when he actually smiles, because he has two sets of emotions.
How's work on
Can I buy a-
Eden model? I saw the head.
La 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 la. Don't tell me what to do. La la la. Oh, hello, Sky.
you. What? Where? Skull?
He's in my chat.
Where? Oh.
Oh.
I was
It's
like,
just-
Skull's here? When did he join?
It's just funny because Skull's right over there. Or actually, maybe it ages. I don't know if they're
Yes.
still staying at the cathedral right now.
La la
La la la la.
I mean, I need to.
No,
I need
Mr.
to-
Mine, no! Oh my God, no! I need to tell you what he just said. I need to tell you what he just said
What?
to me. He just said, Ari, don't
what'd I
say
just
that.
say?
Last time we saw a head in Eden Lost, it was marigolds.
God damn.
There's not. It doesn't really work. Wee collider. Wee.
Schematics I wanted to.
Bone father. Yes.
I mean, I was gonna say, as far as like Ian's, I mean, I'm not finished with this model either, but as far as immediate things, I need to make sure that everything is fixed up on
I'm so
this
sorry to see.
bitch because I have gotten permission to be him for session 0. So I will be Alexa.
Nerd.
Oh my
Time
god, this looks
nerd.
really good. This looks really good in this world. Holy
Dude.
shit.
The
size
I'm
looks so
very
good.
proud of this post processing.
Hell yeah.
I think I got it.
Post processing.
I think I got the post processing for this map like perfect.
Wait. I want to see. I want to. What do my sword strikes look like?
Look at that guy. Anyway, so you're saying time. Ooh, that is crunchy. Anyways, take it back, y'all.
Take her back off.
Time.
Oh no, they're undoing the roleplay scene. We're gonna have to do it again.
Let's go again. Let's go again.
Again.
This time, Calliope stabs his mother.
Whoa.
Finally, the sweet release of death.
This time, Calliope's
Alright.
just a bear.
Oh, waiting.
Bear. Wait. No owl, only bear.
No, only bear. Bye.
What is that
Still
bear?
Tracking.
It's so weird. Bear.
That said,
Oh, it's a feet.
I
It has a
would
feet.
love, I
Yeah.
would love to sit around and hang out. However, the Final Fantasy XIV brain rot is coming back, and I want to get back to things because I'm getting into the last part of Core Heavensward. So I wanna.
Poggers.
I-
Very good expansion.
Also have things to do. Specifically, homework.
You gotta
Looks
do
stoned.
that. You gotta do that. You gotta do hard math.
I already did my math.
Serious. Do some
didn't-
serious
I-
math.
I did my math for the day. I'm not doing it anymore.
Understood.
You can't make me,
Understood.
Dave. That's the joke. The joke, Dave. You know, I know you wouldn't. You even platypus bear? No, that's a bear.
Anyways, I love you. Good
Hey,
seeing
This is
poggers,
weird.
poggers, poggers.
Poggers,
I'm
poggers,
going-
poggers. I love
I'm
you.
gonna go save the world.
Go save the world. I go walkies.
Go heaven's word.
I go on walkies.
This is Cassius taking Calliope out when they turn into an ogre. We go for walkies.
Go for walkies. Go for walkies.
Lucky.
La 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 la. Okay.
Beanie.
Hi, Ari.
The immediate, you suck.
Tippy tippy tappa tappa doopy doopy tappa tappa. Let's find someone to rate.
So I can go do school homework before I go to bed because I have to. I have a whole half a
Yeah.
project I have to finish. Like a dummy. No, no killing. Then Calliope loses like the whole family except for like Cassius. That's a fast way to reject. Dagger imagines Saya Kirby Bibis. Oh, Ibibis. 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 Can't breathe. Horrible.
Chippy chippy chuppa chuppa.
Choppa choppa dippy doopy dabba dabba.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to you as much as normal. It was one of those little emotional RPs scenes that requires my full attention. Okay. Goodbye, Gobbles. Have fun with babies. Yippee.